Behind you.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? We tried doing this a while ago and our internet just went crazy. It went off. Not sure what's going on. We weren't on our 5G network. You want to put that on there maybe so you can sit down? Do you have a room, Cookie?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe we'll do this. So, hi, folks. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm so sore. I walked the dogs today. I'm really sore.
It was so nice out today. It was 10 degrees. I said, get off your butt and walk the dogs.
Yeah. Hi from Aaron Hockey. Aaron Hockey.
Hi.
So I take it you play a lot of hockey. I'm gonna grab the. Can you get the tablet, honey? It's right over there.
Certainly.
We're gonna try to read the comments on here, so we can read and Shannon's gonna get her reading glasses.
Otherwise, I won't
She's
be
the young one and she needs reading glasses, but she's in really good shape. Here we go. Is this us?
I always said the same thing. You know you're getting old when you have to wear readers over your contacts.
Yes, love hockey. Yeah, I like hockey. Bernie Perrant's my favorite player of all time. I'm not sure how old you are, so. Hello, Ronnie from Toronto. Ronnie Christie, hi. Let's see if I can make this go up here on the iPad.
Sure.
And it should say John and Shannon. We don't know what we're doing. That's like, I should say I don't know what I'm doing. You always know what you're doing.
I do not.
Shannon's good. By the way, Shannon's good at everything. Hope you and your lovely bride have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. No Pain Lorraine. Was that your username? No Pain Lorraine? I'm trying to find our live stream here. Maybe this is it. Is this us? That's us. You can read. No, I don't want to hear myself talk. There you go. Yeah, you can read everything.
Great.
It comes up really small on the hello, Shannon and John. Happy Thanksgiving from Michigan. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. We had turkey yesterday. Sorry about the live stream a while ago. We came out. Hello. Our live stream, I guess we weren't connected to 5G. We have 5G in our house, and I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. Shannon says, can you please go on? Our service provider, Shaw, can you please come on? And I said, well, I'm not sure if they're on, but of course they outsourced to India, and they're on right now, and so they were really helpful. Happy holidays from Houston, Texas. Is it Helen?
It's from Helen.
Thank you.
Surrey, happy Thanksgiving from Ronnie. Happy Thanksgiving to you both from Boston.
Hey, love
Nice.
Boston. Love your work. Thank you. You know, sometimes if I had my druthers, I'd just come on and talk to you guys every day. Hey, how's it going? You know, because we're on the editing system here on my Mac, and my son Chase is upstairs doing this. We have this long series on our sister channel, Rock History Book. This is Rock History Music. I know it's confusing. And we have these best artists of the 80s, top 10 Australian artists. Jason Close is our writer, and he's an amazing writer. And I told him one day, I said, you know what? I don't have time to write and edit and host all this stuff. Do you want to work with us? And Jason has written for newspapers before, and he said, yeah, let's get it done. So we've got, I think, how much do we have, Shannon? Maybe 18. He's written for us. We've only put one up so far. But this long weekend, we're going to go crazy and start putting up. I think we've got artists who have died without much fanfare. And I don't think you'll be surprised by any of the people on the list. This is on our sister channel. Look up Rock History Book, and you'll find it. That's our daughter over there. She's autistic, and I always have to say this. Someone once said, "What's all that noise in the background?" She's autistic, and we always say she's munchy.
Well, no, she's actually really happy right now.
But happy holidays from
Pete.
Pete, is that Connecticut?
I think so.
What's CT?
I think it's Connecticut.
Yeah. See, I have good light, and you have pale light because of maybe the angle. Because you're paler than me, though. Shannon doesn't go in the sun. That's why Shannon just turned 50. She looks really good for 50.
Okay.
Hello, John.
As our son said to us, he goes, look, Mom,
Timothy, hi.
Don't think of it as 50. Think of it as halfway to 100.
That's what our 17-year-old son said.
I'm like, oh my God, that's even worse.
Greetings from South Florida. Oh, I've never been to Florida. Always wanted to be there. James, thank you.
And Pete said yes. It was
Yes.
Connecticut.
Never been there. You should see if you could get a what?
Restaurant.
2020? I don't know what that is. Do you know what that was?
You should see if you can get a We Remember copulation from 2020. If you can edit
Oh,
clips of pictures from your library. Oh, that's a good idea.
never thought of doing that. Thank you. We're compiling right now the people we lost. I always want to do it at the last minute, the people we lost in 2020, and it's such a Mickey from Long Island. I've seen Simon Phillips in 1989 tour. Oh, cool. Uh, I've never seen Simon live. I mean, I had the pleasure of talking to him for a couple of hours, but I've never seen him live. He was such a delightful man to talk to. What a nice human being. Really, really nice. Our dog over there is wondering what we're doing. What is he, a cockapoo?
He's so funny.
He goes like this. He's able to, because he's got long limbs. Hold on, come over here, buddy. We have two dogs. Look at this guy. He's rocking it old school. He's really fidgety. Belated Thanksgiving, James. Thank you. Puppy says hi. Neil and Eddie, two giants of rock. Yeah. Hi, beautiful. He's a good boy. He howls when he barks. He goes, ow! And that's what in his makeup?
Oh, that's part of the Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah. Wow, so cute. Sorry. Carlos Cruz. You know, Carlos has always been one of my favorite names. I had a friend when I got into radio that used to listen to me all the time. His name was Carlos. Florida is bizarre world. Yeah, well, I've heard the things. I've heard. We've thought of moving to New Brunswick and then doing the winters in Florida. I'm 60 now, and the old one here. People always say she looks like she's 23. She never says that, but people always say she looks like you look really young for your age.
Thanks.
Soon people will say you'll think I'm your dad. I saw Simon with the Who Tommy tour. Oh, cute puppy. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Your pup is adorable. I don't know how to say that. What is it? Maddie K USA? If that's what it is, it sounds very catchy. And with Jeff Beck, yeah, of course, he speaks very highly of Ocala, Florida. Should come to visit. You know how much, Carlos, you know how many people have told us? They'll always say, hey, John, come to visit and bring Shannon. Okay, what's going on? Yes. It is. That is your username. Cool. Perfect. I want to say that we've just got a bunch of new swag on our store, and I think we're 20% off. If you use the code Shannon, and you get 20% off if you buy a T-shirt or a mask. What do you call them? Is it mask? Yeah, mask.
Face mask.
We've got masks for Rock History Music, Rock History Book, and Rock History Canada. So everyone's giving me hell because I say Canada like an American. Well, you know, and in Canada, a lot of people who listen to my radio show in the last 37 years would call up and say, are you American? You sound American. I'm going, well, I guess I sound American. Hi, John. Since I am a child of the 60s, I can say how much I love your channel. Oh, sorry, I missed the rest of it.
Yeah, I still buy albums and CDs. It's the only way to immerse yourself in the music. Keep up the great job. And that's from Joe Blogs.
Thank you. You know, the problem with the 60s stuff, I just put a thing on the Youngbloods Get Together, and it's not even at 700 hits yet. I'm going, did I put the title on that right? We're talking about how Get Together was recorded. Rings like a bell through the night. That's our bonus code for, and I think it's good till the last day of the month. You can use it if you want to buy any of our like T-shirts or bags or cups. I like the Youngbloods vid. Thank you, but it didn't do that well, and I wonder sometimes if I'm putting tags on there wrong. I mean, I'm not doing anything different than with the other videos. And then another thing that confused me is everyone was saying, okay, why do you cut up your interviews? We put up the entire interview. That's our daughter, by the way. That's autism in the works. We put up a video of the entire John Anderson video on Rock History Book, and it's gotten, I don't know, 200 hits. 200. Watch the new Zappa documentary. Oh, I haven't seen it. Nobody ever played Grand Funk Railroad anymore. Nobody. Yeah, because classic rock has changed now. Classic rock has turned into classic rock pop. they've gone into the 80s now. Classic rock, the format has gone into the 80s. When we were streaming, Shannon and I were hosting a show on Rock History Book, the radio station. That's no longer, we don't have it anymore. We started going into the 80s too. Maybe some of us do. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm usually on to the next question as far as so we're trying to get our son to get his learner's permit. What do you call it in the U.S. when you get your learners? You'll do the written test.
Well, we just call it your learners, So
Yeah.
you ride that.
Yeah,
no
we're
pun
trying to
intended.
get Chase upstairs to get his learners. He's 17 now. Just turned 17. He got a girlfriend during COVID. He's got game. Well, I married you. I must have game. I've got to have some kind of game. What the hell? It's like that Michael Bublé interview. She hit me. No. Grand Funk, I think, out to get you, Grand Funk. Can you read the rest of that?
Yeah, Grand Funk. I think Out to Get You by Grand Funk has one of the greatest guitar solos ever. Ironically, half of which was also a Zappa.
I think that it's sad that a lot of people don't realize that, Grand Funk outsold Shea Stadium faster than the Beatles. In the early 70s, they were the biggest band in the world. Mark Farner just put up a video today. I don't know if it's old or new, but I saw a video, and I was trying to fix our internet because we lost our feed a while ago. And he always called me Brother John, but he calls whoever interviews him Brother Jim, Brother John, Brother Jack, Brother Shannon, Sister Shannon, stuff like that. Did I miss one in there, honey?
I'm just trying to see here. American Band, I'm Your Captain, a couple more. So easy to get his permit. Oh, so easy to get his permit online now. Yeah, I think, well, we still had, if we're talking about chasing his learners, we still have to bring him in.
Yeah, you have to come in. We have to go in. We're in Calgary, Canada. So we have to. Danica, come here and say hi. Yes. Or our little autistic wonder.
Say hi.
Hi. That's who's making the noise over there.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Have a seat.
She always has to finish files. Everything's about finishing files with Danica, eh?
It's closing files, we say.
Closing files, yeah. So if you said you were going to buy macaroni, you better damn have bought macaroni, and I have to see it in there, right? And some people say you shouldn't appease your child that way. I'm going, she doesn't ask for much. Hi there.
Lovely daughter, Danica. Thank you.
Lovely daughter, Danica. Thank you. Let's get some of those usernames in there, maybe. Carlos Cruz says what? Sorry, I missed it.
I was there in 1969 at Shea.
Shea.
Shea for GFRR.
Shannon was born in 70.
My
so
only concert still
we'll forgive her.
have the canceled tickets and posters and albums. LOL.
Right on. Hey, Danny. Oh, Rob. She can't keep still right now. Our daughter's just rocking and rolling back and forth. We just want to say happy Thanksgiving. Look, we've got the fireplace going, and then get this is how cheesy holiday we are. We also have the big TV with the holiday log going. You can't get enough holiday log. What was that last one?
That's his idea, because I could do without the holiday log.
Well, we don't have the crackling. We put the sound down. So
What do we actually listen to around the house? Bruce Johnson is wondering what we listen to.
I listen to, believe it or not, the Christmas. Well, lately I listen to Sirius, and I listen to their Spa channel. I was involved in smooth jazz for a few years, and we were just talking that I never listened to smooth jazz ever, like never. I used to be a program director of a station that was partly smooth jazz and music director for years in the NAC format, which is like the Wave, NUA in Chicago, the Wave in LA. I listen to a lot of new age music still, but I listen to classic rock mostly. I was just listening to April Wine today from Canada, Springsteen yesterday. But I listened to stuff that I missed. Do you guys ever do that if you have Spotify? And I know the flack on Spotify, but with Spotify, I go back to Yes albums that I might have overlooked. And I think I've heard every Yes album, but things that I didn't listen to an awful lot. And Shannon you have your playlist on.
I do, but that's interesting because there's a couple, I listen to a lot of songs from the 90s, and again on Spotify.
Now, again, she was born in 1970. So.
And I'll go in, I'll click on, and then they'll just give me so many different, songs from the 90s, even songs I don't ever recall. And of course, I was, big listening to music back then. But yeah, a little bit of nostalgia.
And you listen to a lot of newer stuff, and she likes new country. I don't like new country.
I do.
But everyone's right when it comes to music. You either like something or you don't. Oh, by the way, I know, was it Mark who said that about smooth jazz? Lee Ritenour, I listened to Lee Ritenour when I was in my teens. Like I remember
Maddie Kay.
Maddie Kay, yeah. And I played Lee Ritenour a lot. I used to be the co-chair of the Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards, like for 5-6 years. And we always helped set that up, went to Toronto for it and presented awards. And so I was a big part of the smooth jazz scene in Canada. But my friends were always telling me, why are you doing smooth jazz, man? You're a rocker. I'm going, well, Patrick O'Hearn, well, more new agey with Patrick O'Hearn.
So Gecko 54 is one. Gecko. Have you listened to Western Stars by Springsteen?
Yes.
It's really good.
Got it early. And at the beginning, I got it from an unreliable source. And I'm going, well, I didn't want to open it because you don't want to open. Wait, he wasn't smooth jazz, right? Who's that? Who wasn't smooth jazz? Lee Ritenour?
Yeah, wait, he wasn't smooth jazz.
He wasn't smooth jazz. He was more contemporary jazz and jazz. But he was played on smooth jazz radio. He was on the GRP label, remember, for quite a long time. Patrick O'Hearn, yeah. Love Patrick O'Hearn. But Patrick O'Hearn's not smooth jazz. He was kind of new agey and, of course, with missing persons and stuff. He's an amazing artist. His more ambient stuff I liked an awful lot. I love, Lee was jazz, but he was played on smooth jazz. They used to call me Mr. Smooth Jazz. That's when I left the format. I just basically, I said, I can't do this. My friends were always telling me, my God, you're like Mr. Classic Rock. I'm going, yeah, but I know the format. I can do it. So I'm going to promote it. And that's kind of what we did. And we made a good living during then. That certainly made a lot of money programming 2 different stations. The second station was called California 103, and it played sort of a AAA jazz format. It was an interesting hybrid. Have heard Hammersmith, good Canadian. Hammersmith? Are they a new band? This chat has made my day. Thank you. I don't know who they are. Tell me about them. We have a new channel right now where we're programming newer music. It's called My Chill. Look up. I mean, it's hard to look up My Chill because everyone's doing a chill channel or a chill video. I think if you look up my name, John Beaudin, and My Chill, no, from the 70s. No, I don't know them. How could I not know them? Where are they from? I used to syndicate across the country.
He meant Aerosmith.
Oh, Aerosmith. No,
Yeah.
but Aerosmith is, okay, I thought we were talking about Canadian music.
Hammersmith was 70s out of Calgary.
Never heard of them. No, they weren't a national band then. I don't think they were a national band. I know, Mr. Smooth Jazz. Huh?
Ouch.
Well, I actually left the rock format.
Some of the Painter alumni.
I don't know who they are. Listen, I grew up not liking Calgary, even though we live here. I just didn't like I didn't like the city for whatever reason. And then we lived here and we thought, oh, it's just another beautiful city. You want smooth jazz that crossed into legend. I'm not sure what that means.
You want smooth jazz that crossed into legend and then Larry Carlton?
Yeah, anyway, smooth jazz radio played Larry Carlton. I used to work my first broadcasting gig was in '79. And what we used to do is we used to play albums on a local TV like Wayne's World, cable TV, and I would play a lot of Larry Carlton. We also used Larry Carlton as BG music for some of the documentaries we were doing on Miramichi, New Brunswick, which is northeast New Brunswick. God, Larry Carlton, who else did we use back then? Trying to think. Bill Evans, piano player, late great Bill Evans. Mad Genius. We played a lot of stuff like that. No, I don't know any of those.
49th Parallel?
I don't think they went national. They weren't a big national band because I used to host a show, I got sidetracked there, called the Cross Canada Report Across the Country. If you read the bio in all our videos, it explains the stuff that I've done. And we always, my day at Hard Rock was 92.3 Rock. I don't know. Where was that, by the way? Sorry for terrible spelling. It's okay.
Oh, so Maddie Kay had said, my point is that Larry was a smooth jazz standard, but now everyone is Larry Carlton, Steely Dan.
Yeah. One of the other reasons I left smooth jazz, even though I was making a good living in the format, it was a detour. It was because everything became funk, and I didn't like the music. Everything was like 480 East, and I didn't mind that music, and I think they're great musicians, but it just wasn't something that resonated with me, and all that funky stuff. And then special effects became kind of funky, and I meant, no, not special effects, and they always had it in them. Hello, John. Hope you guys and your family have a great Thanksgiving. Jerry C. It's going too fast, Cookie. You're gonna have to. I call her Cookie.
Oh, a lot just came in. Okay. Besides, yes, what other prog bands were you into?
Genesis, Kayak. I just interviewed Harmonium. Anybody knows about the they were a classical kind of proggy folk band out of Quebec, and I just interviewed Serge from the band, who is basically his band. He says his biggest mistake was basically surrounding himself with people and calling it a band when it really was his band. They've just released, or about to release, a classical album of all the 4 Harmonium albums, classically oriented, and it's beautiful. It's just, I say a lot, oh my God, it made me cry. A lot of music makes me cry. It's so beautiful.
What do you think of Fast Exit, Thunderface? What do you think of Sloan? I call them the Canadian Beatles.
Wow, I wouldn't go there with you, but I was never a Sloan fan. I like the fact they all look really quirky, but no, never been a fan at all.
Darren says John FM Phasers on Stun is my favorite Canadian prog rock band. They aren't talked
Ben
enough
Mink,
about.
Nash the Slash, yeah. What was it? Black Noise, the album, amazing. I've got them in vinyl downstairs. Both well, Nash the Slash. Someone was saying he was the king of rock and roll. Well, let's not get overboard, but he was a really talented guy. Did anyone ever see his real face? He was always covered in he looked like the Invisible Man.
Someone's asking, did you like Jeff Lorber?
Yeah, I interviewed Jeff Lorber. I presented an award. I think it's on my Facebook page with Jeff Lorber, where Jeff's laughing. I'm telling a joke to the audience, and Jeff's beside me on stage laughing. And up until the last moment, I'm waiting for Jeff to show up on stage, and I'm going, where is he? And, casually with like 10 seconds left, I think you were there that year, he comes up and he says, hey, John. And we both go on stage and we read our teleprompter in Toronto. And I'm going, you are cooler than a cucumber. And I was also backstage with Mesa, and I saw her, and I looked at her backstage. She was getting ready to go on. She was a few stages. She wasn't like right away going on. And I looked at her, and I was transfixed by her. I went, oh my God. I was just in a spell by looking at her face. I'm going, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Look her up, Maysa. She's a killer singer. But man, she's beautiful. I never expected. Ron Sexsmith. I had lunch with Ron. Has anybody heard This Christmas by Ron Sexsmith? He wrote that song. It's on a commercial. It's airing on a commercial this Christmas, at least in Canada. And I was in a restaurant with Ron. He came up to me. We did the interview, and Ron's a very different looking man, and the sweetest human being you'll ever meet in your life. And we went. He said, any place to eat around here? They're not going to come pick me up for an hour. They're late. The record label people. I said, well, I'm going to lunch. Come on with me. So we went to lunch, and the owner of the restaurant, beautiful man. It was a Chinese restaurant. He came up to us, and he said, John, come on, because he knew me because I was always there. He says, is that Ron Sexsmith? And I says, only one person looks like Ron Sexsmith. That's Ron Sexsmith, because he's very distinct looking. And he says, oh my God, I'm the biggest fan in the world. I've said this story before online. So I said, just come and introduce. And he got pictures, and he went to his car and got a CD to autograph. And Ron is the nicest man. I haven't talked to him in 10 years. When's the last time I was at that station? 11 years ago? The one I ran?
2008.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the last year, and he had just released, I forget the name of the album, but great man. And Graham Gouldman of 10cc mentioned, because he said, hey, you're in Canada, right? He says, well, I love Ron Sexsmith. I did a songwriting circle with him, and we did a video on Rock History Canada of Graham Goldman of 10cc, only just talking about Ron Sexsmith, a national treasure. He is such a nice man. I should post those pictures. I've got like 10 pictures with Ron. I will check Mesa. Correct spelling? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's rare when I come up to a woman. Shannon, we're not jealous at all. We always say, hey, beautiful girl. She'll go, beautiful guy. We're not a jealous couple. And I told Shannon after I was there, I said, I can't believe I just came up to Mesa and I was like, oh my God, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Because I knew she doesn't care. She's not like that. Did I miss anything, Cookie?
From Canada, how about Big Wreck? Maybe Canada's second best band after Rush.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Kim Mitchell talked about Big Wreck. I'm not sure if it's on the channel here, because with Canadian acts, I separate the clips between our Rock History Canada station channel and Rock History Music channel. But he talked about his admiration for Big Wreck. So, yeah, but never been a really big fan. You know, you either resonate with something or you don't. I think they're very talented.
Will you ever be able to interview Mark Farner?
I did already. Look up my name and Mark Farner. It's on our channel. So it's on there, and he kept calling me Brother John. But he calls all his interviewers brother or something. Remember?
Yeah, of course.
Well, brother, he talks like this. Well, Brother John.
I remember.
You know, I'd ask him, what was that about? Bad Time to Be in Love was based on a fight he was having with his partner at the time, or I don't know if it's still his partner. You told me that.
Putnam 83 is asking, happy holiday. Were you a fan of the Hooters?
I bought their first album. It was one of the first CDs I ever bought. And I don't know why, because I wasn't a big fan, but it might have been on sale, right? You appreciate beauty without stalking it. Yeah. Well said. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the Mesa thing was, I wonder if I ever interview her again, because I don't really do jazz or smooth jazz anymore. If I'm sure she'd remember. Can you read that, honey?
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that I love your wonderful video interviews, as well as the fact that you're so laid back and jealousy free. Adds so much to be able to appreciate beauty.
Well, when we met in '97, I remember my ex-wife, who's still a good friend of ours, Lynn, said, when she met Shannon, she said, she says, oh, wow, she's really gorgeous inside and out. Good luck holding on to that. I'm going, what am I, chopped liver? I say this story a lot. But then again, she is my ex-wife. She's supposed to say that. So
What did you say that one time? I'm lucky, but not that.
Oh, yeah, I saw this guy. I mean, again, it's because of our relationship. So we're in a store. We're always pointing out beautiful people, right? Or interesting-looking people, more so. We'll see someone on TV and we'll go, God, no one looks like that. That guy's got his own look, or that woman has her own look. Ever interview Spirit of the West? No, never have. Never had a chance to either. So anyway, we're in a store someplace or watching. What was it? I think it was someplace. So I saw this woman and I went, oh, I said, Shannon, oh, what a beautiful lady. Lucky guy. And she says, you're lucky too. And I went, no, he's luckier.
You go, yeah, but not that lucky.
She almost fell over laughing. But we talk to each other that way. She wasn't mad at all. Can you read that one from, it's Dino?
Yes. Haha, I'm best friends with my ex-fiance, so I can really relate. We always walk around pointing out pretty men and women to each other.
Yeah.
Maddie says, I have to say this is a special treat. Thank you both for taking the time to do something like this. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's been a while for me being on here, but happy to be a part of it, especially tonight.
Yeah, I always have to drag Shannon on here, but once she's on here, she always looks at me and she says, God, that was so much fun. It's like, you guys all know this. You don't want to go to a party, you're with your spouse, you're fighting all the way to the party because you can't find the freaking place. And then all of a sudden, when you're coming home, you go, wow, that was fun. We should do that more often. We used to have these big parties in this house. Huge parties. If any one of you guys are
pre-COVID time, of course.
Pre-COVID. But I mean, there'd be like, once we had almost 100 people in our house, and our house is not that big. It's 1,850 square feet. And we always enjoyed it. I just blipped there. See that? I just went.
But the funny thing is, you always have something to say.
Yeah.
Always catches yourself going right back.
Any thoughts on Boot Sauce.
Or Crash Test Dummies.
Well, Brad from Crash Test Dummies is a Facebook friend of mine, and I've talked to him about his photography a little bit. I don't think I've asked him. Boot Sauce, I had a friend in the early '70s who was a big fan, and that was my only exposure. My problem with anything that's boogie, not boogie, but like that R&B or a funkadelic. Is I was not exposed to it very much and didn't like it when I was in my teens. So I don't want to cop out. And as I got older, I got more sophisticated, and you know, the music of funkadelic was interesting to me just because it was interesting. But I still am not a big fan.
Hello from DJ Fobtronics. John, please interview Jay Graydon. He's hilarious and has such great stories. Read the LA session scene.
I have.
Happy Thanksgiving from New Zealand. Love the channel.
You want to hear Jay Graydon went through a period where he could not, he had, I don't know if it was agoraphobia, but he was just going through some stuff. So when we got here, when did we get here? 2002?
Yep, 2002.
2002, I think. Where did you do? When we did it 2 years ago, Mark Farner, 2 years ago. Just look up rock history music Mark Farner, and you'll find them all. Any connection with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? No. Who was the gentleman that we talked to that was David Crosby's guitarist? We just talked to him a little bit. You know, the guy with the guitar. He did the Michael Hedges stuff. He played for us. Well, Marcus Eaton. He was his lead guitar player. And of course, with the photographer, what's his name? It'll come to me. We talked about C.S. Crosby, Stills, and Nash and their first album.
Have you had any conversations with Joseph Williams? I know you said it's hard to get him interviewed.
I know. I'm trying to get him right now. We want to do a long series with Joseph and Luke. Luke I have in my phone. I can text Luke anytime. But Joseph, not yet. I was trying to get Joseph through Shem, but I think they're not talking as much because of the friction with Luke right now, and I don't get involved in that. I don't get involved in the drama. I don't pick sides. I still can talk to Steve Porcaro anytime, and it's just as there's a few people that we've interviewed and worked with that we were on a first name basis, but that usually doesn't happen. The Toto guys, yes, but I'll get Joseph. Henry Diltz, thank you. Thank you. Who was that said that, Henry Diltz?
Blaze Eisner.
Thank you. Yeah, see, you're starting to see my old brain. It's interesting when I do my radio show, which, oh God, what time is it? I've got to do my show. When I do my radio show, I'm a kind of a one-take guy. I do that because people say, oh, wow, you're amazing. No, it's because I'm really lazy. And I've learned to do it's a voice track show, but I do everything on one take. It's always one take. It's very rare that I screw up, but I've been doing it for years. So it's like you guys. Mark,
who is on your drummer bucket list to interview? Do you have anyone now?
Hey, Chaser. He wanted me to interview. I interviewed Steve Gadd, but it was about his Gaddaboats album. And we really didn't talk about Steely Dan or 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. I asked him, hey, what do you get asked about the most? And I don't think I understood or had the vision to say, okay, you might not get Steve Gadd again. But I should try to get Steve Gadd because everyone doing a lot of interviews when I was in LA when Jeff died with my ex-girlfriend. She was awesome.
Oh, the best, right?
She was the best.
Do you still spin vinyl?
Yes, downstairs. I'm actually sending my brother Charles an older system. I've decided I want to buy a top-of-the-line system, not like the G900s from Sansui, which are really expensive now. But I might buy a new system, coupled with JBL L100 Classics or the Hearsay clip speakers. I've got clip speakers upstairs, whatever they're called. They're the $1,000 pair.
Look who hopped up, the second
dog.
dog.
Oh, the second dog's here. He's a barker.
This is Romy.
He's a Havanese.
Short for Romeo, and he loves to bark, but he is the best.
He's beautiful.
Best watchdog ever. He's just amazing.
He's freaking crazy.
No, he's amazing.
Crazy dog.
Of course, he loves his mummy.
Loves mommy. Yeah. Okay, we got a long one here. Jerry C.
Can you touch on what the general issue is between Shem and the Toto guys?
I don't
Just a
know.
little within deep
I don't think.
detail,
I don't know.
without deep details. I thought Shem and Toto were great. Were on great terms the whole time he was with them.
I can't go. I've heard both sides privately, and I can't. I'm sorry. I mean, if they choose to say it, I just interviewed someone who said something about. Oh God, how do I go with this? I just interviewed something that from.
Maybe you don't.
I'm not going to say it, so don't worry. Anyway, this person had said something about quite derogatory about another fairly huge person in rock and roll. And it's not the type of thing you want to share. It's certainly not PC, but it wasn't him that said it. He was just saying about someone else. And I went to Shannon. I'm going, I'm not putting that up. I'm not going to do that to this performer. I will not put that kind of information about that performer on there who I idolize. And it's secondhand. And I'm not going to be the one to put that up there. And I decided not to. So now and then I get information and I'm going, listen, I don't have much more information than you guys. I'm not going to be that dude with the sunglasses who pretends he's connected with everyone who's not connected to anybody. But I interview a lot of people. Now and then I'll get an inside scoop on something.
Someone said you look like you have back problems like the rest of us. What helps you out the most? I have to stand up all the time.
I have bursitis, and I've also gained how many pounds? 10 pounds since the summer.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, and I've got bursitis in my right knee, and I've got this little. Here's my knee. Knee's here, foot's here, right in front. I don't know what it is. I got one little pain right there in front, and adorable pooch. Thank you. So I don't know I'm going to see my doctor. I mean, of course, there are limited visits. By the way, Shannon told me not to diet anymore. No more Rico Suave. Let's do lunch on Friday. Shannon says
sometimes it was so dark.
It became too dark, and I was blind to it.
Like really dark.
Okay.
I mean, you don't dye your hair.
Danica, Cookie, can you give me a tissue? Thank you. I can't get up right now. I've fallen in a. What did you say? What belly? What?
Corona belly is a thing.
It is. Who wrote that? That's funny.
That's Maddie K.
That's funny. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting a little belly, and I've been thin for a long time, and then I Shannon's always thin. Shannon's not like it's just her face. Shannon's just thin. She's in great shape.
Well, I think for you that you're so much of an outdoors person, and here in Calgary, when it starts to get cooler and more icy, you just don't
It's
feel
not
like
my
going out
fault
as
at
much.
all. It's not.
So it's
not
the
not
weather.
his fault.
It's the weather.
All I have nothing to do with it. I'm almost a victim of my belly. Damn you.
And we don't want him.
I don't have a big belly.
We don't
so
want to move
I'm not
around the
saying-
house too much because that would.
Who gets 10,000 steps a day, whether she leaves the house or not? It's Shannon.
Well, with one of these things,
She never stops. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and blow my nose. Ah, yeah, there you go.
So Elliot said, "Happy Thanksgiving and happy Record Store Day from Elliot in New York."
Hey,
Happy
thank
Thanksgiving.
you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey John, a little off the mainstream, but are you familiar with? I don't want to say this the wrong way. Greg
Koch?
Yeah. You familiar with him? at all?
No, I don't know who that is. There's a lot of. Okay, I need your help. You guys listening? I'm expecting your expertise. This is not an A-list performer. There's a song that's been in my head, and I really need your help with this. Usually people come to me for this on the radio station whenever someone's stumped on a song, and the radio station I work for is in Vancouver. We're in Calgary. I voice track it. We came here for autism, and I kept my job. I've been there since 1990. I know it's rare in radio. I'm very lucky. There's a song that goes, I think it goes 3 cups of coffee and a bottle of wine. And I think it's like Carrie Ann or something, the chorus, or something Ann. Carrie Ann or something like that. It's a really quirky song, and I can't find this song. I heard it, and I remember going, oh yeah. When I heard it the last time, I went, I haven't heard this song in ages. And ever since then, it's in my head all the time. Hi, John. You two look great. Thank you. So what's that song? It's a dun 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 and a bottle of wine.
That's so
I have,
cute. John is more of the Hugh Jackman vibe, not Rico. And of course, we're all blessed with the Egyptian goddess Shannon. Thank you. That's
oh God.
very
One
kind.
guy wrote me last week. He says, do people really hit on Shannon all the time? I said, yeah, she'll never admit it though. Ariel, that's it. Who
I thought
sings
it
it?
Dean Friedman. Dean
Oh
Friedman.
my God. Can you screen cap that?
Seriously? Okay.
Okay, hold on. Yes, thank you. Ariel
Here,
is it. Ariel,
I'm
yeah.
gonna screenshot it. Hang on.
Okay, can you get it?
Uh,
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Let me try to figure it out.
Oh, we can write it down. Let's write
I
it.
got it. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Yes, I've been looking, and it's Shannon was saying too.
I'm
says,
surprised that someone got it because I'm like, huh? Phew.
yeah, well, Shannon says you're the guy that always gets those. I'm going, well, I've got
I say?
holes. Oh, he's eating the other dog's food.
Oh my God.
The Havanese always eats the smaller dog's food, and we made the mistake of putting Costco canned chicken. Everyone ever have this
Just
Costco
a little
canned
bit.
chicken?
We call it a top up. But and the other one is.
No, I haven't heard it
heavy.
out. Is the new Kim Mitchell album out? Because Kim emailed me after the interview and said, "Hey, thanks a lot." And I said, "Let's do a track by track," but he never got back to me. At least I got his email address. Ariel, thank you for everyone. That is such a quirky song.
What do you think of the Genesis reunion?
I don't think it's going to happen. Well, no, I'll backtrack on that. I don't know if Phil can do it. It depends how long it takes. I'm not sure if Phil's going to be able to do it. I'd love to talk to Phil Collins. Please, universe. Dean Friedman.
So yes, the new Kim Mitchell album is out. It was released November 13th.
Buggers never got back to me. Oh, maybe he's not working with the same. I wanted to do a track by track. I should email him.
What's your thoughts on Frank Zappa?
Restaurant.
Joe's Garage was my favorite album. Around that time, I was more open to music. What was that, 79, 80? And I remember looking at the cover and, saying, is that like mud or grease or what's on his face? But I appreciated it, which made me go a little deeper, but it was never my type of music. I understand, I've talked to a lot of people who worked with him, David Henschel being one. He says, 3 a.m, they bring in 3 tuba players for a song and they go, okay, it's Frank Zappa. We used to play Joe's Garage. Yeah. It's quite an epic piece, eh? Yeah. But again, and a couple of quarts of beer. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I only saw Kim Mitchell live once when I think he's still doing the 3-drummer thing. Atlanta Miles opened up the show. And when I asked him about favorite Canadian singers, he said Atlanta Miles is one of my favorite. And then he mentioned Big Wreck as asked a while ago. By the way, we have a special on all our merchandise. It's, I think, 20% off everything on our store. Use the code name Shannon, SHANNON, on our store. And go in any one of our older videos. And at the very top of our older videos, there'll be a link to where you can buy our merch. Merch, yeah. We call it merchandise. That's what it's called. She's young. It's merch.
Not really, but
She's young. Yeah. She turned 50 last week. She looks really young. Have you heard the new Queen live album? No, I don't know if I'm going to listen to it. Nia Gino Vanelli's new Christmas song? No. Gino Vanelli told Shannon she was really pretty backstage once. We still got the picture. Yeah. And he said, and they always say the same thing. And who's this lovely? Tony Bennett said that to Shannon. And who's this lovely lady?
Tony Bennett was so nice.
Tony Bennett was really nice.
He was like, what do you think? I just want to know, did you enjoy it? Did I sound okay? Was
it
clear?
too loud?
Yeah, I'm like, what? You're Tony Bennett?
You're freaking Tony Bennett. Don't ask us. We're schmoes. Love Gino. Yeah, Gino's good. Brother to Brother. Yeah. Appaloosa on Brother to Brother. Still my favorite. Oh, God, I love that song. Quebec has many great bands and musicians, that are unknown outside Quebec. I talked to Serge from Harmonium about that, about the fact that it's strange you can be huge in Quebec and no one outside Quebec knows who you are.
Is Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson
Yeah.
have anything going in the future?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I'm sure they're working on stuff. I should try to get a hold of them. Yes, Appaloosa. Bam, bam. Okay, I can't.
Why isn't Grand Funk Railroad in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
They will be.
Criminal oversight.
I've never met Michelle Pagliaro. What the hell I got? Never met him. I heard at one point. Irene's on here. Hello, Irene.
Hi. And
Someone just sent me the new
did you meet?
Michelle Pagliaro. No, I never met him. Never interviewed him. I heard he was a recluse for a while and maybe isn't anymore. I really enjoyed your Genesis content. Used to have the Duke 40th anniversary.
Okay, do you have a favorite Rush album?
I love 2112. I was really late to that. Well, let me go before 2112. All the World's a Stage. Fly By Night. I mentioned this a while ago before. All the World's a Stage was the first triple album I ever bought. It was the first triple album probably a lot of people bought. Mark Farner makes Enemies Elsewhere. The Swiss Can't Even Stand the Guy. Really, why? Appaloosa, what?
Appaloosa, Running Wild in the Dead of the Night. Appaloosa, you're the message of love and light.
Call Out, what? Stampeders, what?
Call out to the Stampeders from Canada.
I was just looking at Ronnie King's Facebook today because we're Facebook friends. And last time I asked him for an interview around the beginning of COVID, he said he had just hurt his foot or his back. I forget what it was, but he was at Moving Pictures. Moving Pictures is a great album. I think that's the tour I went to. I've only seen Rush once. Album is Big Sugar, yeah. I don't know if I've ever listened to a Big Sugar album from start to finish, but I haven't seen Gone to the Wind from start to finish, or what's the name of the movie with Julie?
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music. I've never seen that from start to finish. 2112, yes. And Hemispheres. That whole era of Rush, Power Windows. Oh yeah, you're right. Not a lot of people do. Chase, our son, did. He used to call it Tom Sawyer. He knew it was Tom Sawyer, but he was editing a video last night. He says, "Dad, I think you said Alec Lifeson." I said, "Well, I know it's Alex." He says, "But could you do that again?" So I went downstairs, and he says, "You said Neil Peart too quickly." And I'm going, I'm being bossed around by my 17-year-old son. But he was right. He was right. Love Power Windows. Lloyd.
My favorite Rush albums are Exit, Stage Left, and Moving Pictures.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Canadian artists from the early 70s, even like the Poppy
Family, Terry Jacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Terry Jacks was in the Poppy Family, yeah. Someone just contacted Susan Jacks, speaking of the Poppy Family, for an interview, but had my friend who knows her personally said, I think that she's just going through some stuff. Frozen Ghost, yeah. Frozen Ghost from
And
Sheriff.
the other Irene that we know. She said, hi, how are you?
Hi, Irene. Haven't heard from you in a while. That we have to turn off the. Since I'm in the low chair, I'm going to say I can't get up. I'm too old. I can't. It's really hot in here. Holy snapping turtles!
Restaurant.
Look, I'm looking at myself. What the hell? This is weird. Here comes Shanny. Yeah. So I say a lot during this broadcast. Something I would never say on my radio show because you just don't. You know what? I'm not a big Marillion fan. I recognize the talent though.
Restaurant.
Yeah, Seasons in the Sun to me, as some people think it's really bubblegummy, to me the beginning of that song I just still turn around in my seat when I hear. And we've got an interview that my friend Steve Burgess, when Steve Burgess gave me all his interviews, we've got an interview with Terry Jacks downstairs someplace. We're probably gonna have to bake the tape. It's just, I'm so behind in my own interviews, that I've got Frank Marino. No, I haven't. Mahogany Rush. He's the guy who said, one of the first guys to say the music industry was broken. Rod McEwen co-wrote it. Rod McEwen has 1 million albums. You ever notice that about Rod McEwen? Such a whiskey-soaked voice. Yeah, my friend Jim Matheson introduced me to Rod McEwen. He had like a section of Rod McEwen albums like this. And I'm going, how can anyone have that many albums? But yeah, Rod McEwen. I haven't heard that name in a long time. It wasn't Genesis to Lamb Lies. Why wasn't Lamb Lies Down on Broadway filmed? I don't know. I loved it at the time. I don't like it as much as I did then. PBS last night, and they ran a folk special with Rod McEwen. Oh, hey guys.
What's your favorite wine variety?
I don't drink wine. She drinks wine. What's your wine you like?
I like Orvieto. It's one of my favorites.
Do you want to know a little secret about this house? A bottle of wine lasts Shannon a month. Seasons in the sun.
And I finally went out and bought a bottle stopper just so it doesn't go bad.
Yeah. Did you ever see? No, I was never a Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. I know that's sacrilegious for some people, but look at the dogs. They're like going nuts with each other. Oh, let the fun begin. No, let them play. It's okay. There you go. There's some entertainment, guys. You got a show.
Oh, come on.
There's a show going on. They're going, is there food involved? Is it dinner and a show, the dogs are asking? Dinner and a show. The little dog, the cockapoo, is always bugging the bigger dog, the Havanese. People always ask us, why didn't we rescue a pet? Because we have an autistic daughter and we need to know where the dog came from. We can't take a chance because she's really quirky with dogs.
Otherwise, we would have.
Yeah. I wanted a big rescue dog. Look at these crazy bastards. Oh, they're finished. Sorry, I don't want to make anybody seasick. We've been on for 51 minutes.
Chilliwack is a great band as well. Love Flight at Night.
I interviewed Bill Henderson. Love Fly at Night, yeah.
Did I
Bill-
say Love Flight?
I don't know what you said, but it was cute. It was really cute. I interviewed Bill Henderson. I used to write for a magazine in Vancouver, and we did a piece on Vancouver musicians. Biff Naked I interviewed as well. I forget who are the people I interviewed for that. I don't know. It'll come to me. Anyway, Bill was one of them, and I saw Bill Henderson opening up for Seals and Crofts in Moncton, New Brunswick in 1977. I think that's when I bought Little Queen by heart when we were there. Met brother Jake Edwards working at CKCW, is it the Moncton station? I know most of people watching are from Europe or the US.
Restaurant.
Did you ever see Blood, Sweat, and Tears in the 70s?
No, but you make me so very happy. There's a documentary. There's a documentary on Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I'm going to have to, coming out, I think it's called What the Hell Happened to Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Where's the plug-in? You know where the plug-in is? Chaser, do you have the plug-in for the phone? Oh, I found it.
Sorry, we're just in low power mode here, so we're just trying to get that back.
But anyway, I think the documentary is called, I think it's something like What the Hell Happened to Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Thank you, Danica. It's okay, Danica, it's working. She's very OCD about our autistic daughter's very
Incredibly helpful.
very helpful. That's for you. So that's coming up, and it's also about them touring in the early 70s in places that were not PC, and they're saying that caused a problem. David Clayton Thomas I almost went after him for an interview. I'm not sure what happened. The first April Wine from '72 is a great disc. That's the only one I don't like. I had them all autographed and I got rid of the first one. The Feet album, as they call it. And what was that last one?
Hi guys, Rob from Chicago. Would love to see the U.S. and Canadian Thanksgiving.
They're humping each
Hang
other.
on.
The dogs are humping each other.
I'm
They're
so
having
sorry.
way more fun than it, and they're both males.
Sorry, my apologies. So, may I again? Hi guys, Rob from Chicago. Would love to see the U.S. and Canadian Thanksgiving on the same day. Or are you happy with it in October?
I like it because we have two.
Yeah.
We couldn't find a turkey yesterday, but we bought a roasted chicken you buy at the supermarket. But we had stuffing and gravy and I like Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, because my WKRP in Cincinnati clip from our other channel, Nail Sheet, always gets at least 15,000 hits every year. It's evergreen product. And you got to go look at it because I was so green on the video. Look up Nail Sheet, just 2 words, Nail Sheet, WKRP in Cincinnati or WKRP Turkey Drop. And you'll see me, I don't have any facial hair. And I look like I'm really presenting on the radio, 1035. So.
Any news on Van Halen, or are they done?
No, we won't hear anything for a while. Danica, thank you. Dogs need to be. I don't think we'll hear something for a while. Wolfgang's doing a lot of interviews. He's done so many. I started thinking, man, I should have gone after Wolfgang. He probably would have said yes. I'd love to talk to him.
The first April wine in the U.S. was a different version than in Canada.
Are you talking about on record then? With You Could Have Been a Lady? The one. Hey. See what we mean about the dog?
Sorry.
Okay, we're going to have to put him away, I think. In his room.
Restaurant.
Yes, yeah. The first April Wine album was the one with the, on record is one of my favorite April Wine albums. Jim Clench was in the band. Then I interviewed Jim. He's dead now. He passed away a few years ago. And the Henman brothers were still in the band for On Record. April Wine's my favorite Canadian band, so I tend to know more about April Wine than any other band in Canada.
Restaurant.
Even though my experience with Miles Goodwin, their lead singer, was a little frosty, but he was in a bad mood and he apologized, and it's all good.
Restaurant.
Explain why Ian and Sylvia in Canada music. I can't. Sorry.
The dogs are humping each other. Sounds like the first verse of free-form poetry. Maybe that was a little bit too much information that we had for you. If you're from Canada, John, explain the place of Ian and Sylvia in Canadian music. I can't get over how many artists are covered. 4 Strong Winds.
Yeah, and I think that their ending was not good, but now they're kind of friends. I talked to Ian Tyson when I never interviewed him, but I talked to him on the phone. He's got a real whiskey-soaked voice, like, holy smoking. He's gone down a few timbers. About one of his songs, which had saxophone, and back when I was programming jazzy stuff, we wanted to play his song, and I just needed permission, for whatever, because of not the FCC, you guys we have the CRTC. I needed almost permission for him to say, yeah, it's kind of a jazzy song in order for us to categorize it as a jazzy song, because we had a promise of performance where we had to play a certain amount of jazzy songs, and he's not a jazzy guy, right? He very underrated. But he lived the rock and roll lifestyle.
What do you think will happen to concerts and live music in Alberta and in Canada based on what's going on?
Well, it depends upon if people are being good, right? The vaccine is a great thing. No one talks about the side effects of the vaccine. We're not anti-vaxxers, even though our daughter turned autistic right after getting her vaccinations. But at the same time, we would be stupid not to say that was kind of weird
Restaurant.
timing, right? But and it took us a long time to vaccinate our son because we were so scared that we had this kid that we would lose. And so we're not anti-vaxxers, but at the same time, I don't think I'll be the first in line, right, to get the to get the shot. I don't think we'll be first in line. So anyway, I digress. I think it'll take a while. I think the conspiracy theorists are going to ruin a lot of stuff for a lot of people. I mean, just wear a mask. It's not asking. I mean, you wear a seatbelt, right?
Restaurant.
No, I never interviewed David Cassidy.
Restaurant.
I never went after David Cassidy. No, upcoming journey, no.
Restaurant.
Don't know anything. Haven't reached out to those guys in a while. I think Neil Sean's mad at me. I think. I mean, maybe not, but I can't say it. Anyway, Shannon's going like this down here. She's going like, don't. You don't even know what I'm going to say because I haven't even told you. Roy Wood fan? Yeah, a little bit. He's a little out there. Anyway, getting back. Okay, I'm not going to talk about Journey. She's hitting me on the foot now. She's telling me shut up. Neil is mad at everyone. I don't know. There was just something that happened. Because every time I'd comment on his little guitar ditting, he'd say, he'd always respond right away and say, "Hey, thanks, John." And I'm going, "There's no way he doesn't know who we are. He knows the channel." Because we interviewed Jonathan Cain, and Jonathan was very forthright. I asked him about Paula White. Paula's a little out there when it comes to being a right-wing fundamentalist. She's right out there. But, he was nice about it. I said, well, she's in a difficult situation. Oh, thank you, Snowman. Appreciate that. Shannon, who is your dream concert?
Dream concert.
You have to answer because that's a super chat.
Dream concert.
Can it be dead or alive? Because I know what she's going to say. You've got a lot of people that you really love.
Oh, I got a lot of people that I really love. But one that I really, really wish that I had seen probably would have been George Michael. He was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, just because he was kind of in my era and just how he really just progressed, and he was always reinventing himself. And I really appreciate that.
Fought the record company, which is a big thing.
And that was always very helping out with charities and donations. He was
without
huge,
asking for
huge on that. So again, another life took way
Christmas
too young.
Day.
But that hit me hard that year.
We were eating Christmas supper. We're ready to, and we had our friend Troy over. And Troy has a good channel. Troy Haws, Haws, and he does how to play CCR, how to play on guitar, and all his earlier videos. I kind of produce them, and Shannon's in one of them. She plays the X. Yeah, we thought. I said, let's do it like an '80s type of. Anyway,
was a lot of fun.
It's Troy, Troy, Haws, and Shannon's in one of I think the third video from the beginning. Anyway, sorry.
I've always wanted to ask, do you think the requirement to play a certain amount of Canadian artists on Canadian radio is a positive thing?
It's a big
Is that
thing.
how the group Edward Bear broke last song?
Larry Evoy of Edward Bear, I tried to get because someone knew him, and she contacted me and she says, you should try to talk to Larry Evoy, the drummer and lead singer of Edward Bear. She says, he probably won't get back to you. I said, well, okay, well, sure. What do you want me to do? And he didn't get back to me. I've always wanted to talk to him. Remember, he had such long hair, very straight, long hair. Canadian content, I've always been for it. I don't know why. I don't know. Some people said it produced mediocrity in the Canadian music industry. Perhaps. I didn't see a lot of really bad popular before last song. Yes, they were, of course. You and Me in Mexico. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to sing.
The John Anderson interview you did was hilarious.
Thanks.
John is a space cadet flower child.
It wasn't meant to be hilarious. I just loved it. I mean, I don't know why I didn't keep him on the phone or I think that was a Zoom meeting. He just lost his power. That's why the connection was so bad, or I don't know what it was. But I said, I don't want to keep you forever. And Chase is always, my son, he edits our videos. I always say, don't put that in because no one needs to hear me saying to an artist, oh, sorry, I don't mean to keep you so long. It's not professional for one thing. He kept going, no worries, I'm just hanging around, And his voice is very thin these days. And it's like mine after talking on here for a long time. I got to keep, can you tell what time it is over there? I can't tell.
It is, yes, almost 10 to 7.
Okay, I'm good. Burton Cummings, no. I was in what's the name of that is it the York Hotel in downtown Toronto? It's an old hotel. It's very high class. I was down the street from there in 1987 trying to sell my Canadian content show, the Cross Canada Report, which was aired at that point at 36 markets across the country. But we didn't have Toronto. And I wasn't smart enough back then to hire a better announcer than me. Now I could do it. I've been in radio 37 years. But back then, I'd only been in radio 3 years, and I was hosting the show, and we couldn't get Toronto probably because I wasn't good enough. I say this because, has anybody given the name of the hotel, the old hotel in Toronto? Staying there at his manager, and they're all morning lots, and he laughs on the phone. He goes, Burton doesn't wake up till at least noon. So forget the Fairmont. Thank you. Thanks, Dwayne. You're the man.
Isn't it nice? Someone on here always.
I've
knows
never said
an-
the name of the hotel very often out loud. I'd like to interview Paul Carrick. God, madness.
That's nice.
Ace.
Nothing to do with music, but your house looks to be decorated beautifully. Thanks.
Right here, I don't do any
I'm
of
doing
it.
a little bit. We're doing a little bit of kind of renovations right now. We're going to be doing wall painting, and of course carpet, and redoing a few things. We had
I always say,
countertops and-
oh, we have to change it, but Shannon handles all the money because I don't like handling money. And
Change is good. What do I say? When you walk into a room and you don't notice anything anymore in the room, whether it be paintings, pictures, anything like that, you know it's time to change because just
Yeah.
don't come in and go, oh, I like that.
so now I always say, yeah, sure, honey. All the furniture in here is not new. We sell our furniture and we buy used. Even our cars, we never buy new cars. We always buy 3-year-old cars.
But it's like near new, but it's not.
Yeah, it's got to look new.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we do.
Thoughts on Paul Carrick?
Paul, yeah, we were saying that. Paul, I mean, considering Mike and the Mechanics and Ace, and he was in Madness for a while, and I'm probably forgetting some, but, and his solo stuff, Don't Shed a Tear, co-written by Eddie Schwartz. I interviewed Eddie Schwartz not knowing that he co-wrote Don't Shed a Tear. He told me during the interview, and I pretended in the interview like I knew. Yeah, that's right. That one.
I have to back up for a second. I've been trying to find a performance video of Last Song from the 70s for years. Can you please ask Larry to post it on YouTube?
But he didn't get back to me, so I don't know him.
So you don't, okay.
He got my email, but I think he was a school teacher, if I remember. Did he leave rock and roll and became a school teacher? He's retired. He'd be retired now. He's older than me. And I'm 60, so Larry would at least have 5-6 years on me.
Does Shannon have a single sister around 50? I have a sister and she's 53 and she's married.
I interviewed Bill Champlin and Jay Graydon. Jay's was, I didn't finish the thought a while ago. Jay was dealing with some issues at the time and he was very open about it. And he says, I'll do an interview, but I don't want to talk on the phone. Can we do it? Can you send me questions? And I did. Bill, I've interviewed 3 times.
Hi, John. Do you have a plan to interview with Bill Champlin
Champlin, yeah.
for the upcoming new album?
I will. I'm friends with both him and Tamra on Facebook, and I've talked to Tamra numerous times, so I'll get a hold of them before Christmas. But I haven't heard the album.
Being a drummer, I know that you know that Vinny walks the earth alone, the goat.
Yeah. Chase is a big Vinny fan. And we were talking to John J.R. Robinson, who was in school with him at Berkeley in Boston. So I think we're going to let the dog out. The dog's scratching at the door. I start getting hot. I start scratching my face because the fireplace is still on. Look, Shannon's still on screen there. Where is she here? What the heck? You're still on screen. There's a lag.
Yeah, it's stuck.
What's up? Like asking, what's the deal with your high school sweetheart? What's the feud there? And you're going, I haven't talked to her in like 25 years. I don't know. You know? So I don't think Peter thinks about it very often. Any chance we'll interview the new
Any
guys?
guys in Toto?
I'd like to. I mean, I reached out to Shem. I know Shem's not in the band anymore, but when Shem joined the band, I reached out to him. He got back to me within like 5 minutes. You know,
Are there any rockers you haven't interviewed yet?
lots of rockers. Oh my God, Paul McCartney. Look, she just looked at me there with a lot of passion. That was like, you can't put that stuff on YouTube, man. You got to watch it.
Have you ever interviewed Vinnie Vincent?
No. There's a lot of people I haven't interviewed. Like so many people that I'm never going to interview. Like Elton John, I'll never interview. I doubt it. Phil Collins, perhaps. I don't think so. Mike Rutherford, maybe, because I've heard Mike has heard about my love for Small Creeps Day, his first album. Someone who knows him said that, hey, Mike watched one of your videos talking about, I'm not sure what, because I've talked to Anthony Phillips, David Henschel, the producer. Anthony was the guitarist for Genesis, but played keys on that album. I talked to Who else on that album? It'll come to me. I'm tired. I can't think of stuff. It's all going out the door.
We've been going strong for, 70 minutes here?
Plus, we've been editing all day, so we're trying to get. Oh, by the way, before I forget, no, this is not a video to promote our merch, but I just changed everything on our merchandise site.
Restaurant.
We have 20% off all our merchandise this weekend, right until I think Monday. And the code word is Shannon. Put in the code word Shannon, you get 20% off. We got face masks now too, and tote bags. What do you call those little crazy things? Those little bags that people used to carry.
Well, they used to be like fanny pack.
Yeah, fanny
Is that
packs.
still what they're called?
They're back. They're back now.
Are they really?
There's a new product, a fanny pack with rock history music on it. Rock history book, rock history Canada. Yeah.
Shyman99 said, you may not get McCartney interview, but Ringo may be possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Luke in that position because I've gotten to know Luke. Yeah, Brothers Champlin. Yes, he is.
He is.
Same guy. Excuse me, I had turkey supper tonight, so I'm burping up turkey for a chicken. We couldn't get a turkey. Look at these guys.
Look at each other here.
Look at, what do you want out of life? Look at, there's entertainment going on
see-
in the background.
Restaurant.
The big dog, the Havanese, usually doesn't want to fight unless we're outside. You're, what does it say?
What are your thoughts on Rockline with Bob Coburn?
He's a very talented guy. Really, really talented guy. I haven't heard a lot of him though. I know who he is. You know, he's got a great reputation, talks to a lot of big people.
Is Henry Lee Summers still around?
Did I hear he got arrested or he
Restaurant.
died? I bought that album, that first big, I don't think that was his first album. The dog's underneath the tripod. Yeah.
Thank you, Cosmo Kramer. Your guys' chemistry is so awesome. What a great couple. God bless you guys and your family. Thank you.
Now I'm singing Henry Gross. You know Henry Gross sang Shannon to Shannon, eh?
It was so nice. It was just,
He told me, he says,
it was such a nice surprise.
remember he told me we were talking on the porch in the summer. We talked for like 3 hours. We are just talking about stuff. And anyway, he says, oh, you probably want me to sing Shannon to Shannon. I says, yeah, it'd be really nice. He says, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I said, that's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And then he called me up and he called me up again. I think we talked for another 3 hours about stuff. And he said, I'm going to do it, but don't tell her or something like that. I
It was
forget.
so nice.
Anyway, he sang Shannon to her on a live broadcast. How many people can say that?
It was such a nice treat for sure.
Nice. Yes, thank you. Jennifer,
Whatever became of Lee Michaels?
if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Is that what Miles Goodwin recorded that song? I don't know. I've never looked up that name for a long time.
Your fave Toto lineup? Mine was Fahrenheit and Seventh One.
I so back you up with that, even though Simon Phillips is my favorite drummer of all time. But really, as far as drummers in Toto, it was Jeff Porcaro. So
Hey, nice thought there, Glenn. Has Chase thought about talking music with you on the channel?
he doesn't want to come on.
I think he'll change his mind.
Well, Woodstock performers, Henry Gross. And who else did I talk to who was at Woodstock? Henry Diltz was the official photographer for Woodstock, so I talked to him. Melanie, I've talked to, but only online. And then the Melanie people got a hold of me and said, well, let's do an interview. She remembers who you are, and you guys had a nice chat, and let's do an interview. But I said, give me a time, I'll make it work. And they never got back.
Restaurant.
So I should follow it up. God, I was in love with that woman. Oh, in high school.
How many Woodstock performers have you seen live or interviewed?
I don't know if I've seen any Woodstock performers. I didn't see The Who. I'd have to think about it. I don't know. I love Melanie, yes. Anybody remember the song Cyclone? And the album before that, I think an album or two before that, Madrigata. God, unbelievable performer. Whiskey-soaked voice, like it got that vibrato in her voice. Henry Lee Summer, yeah. He was a party animal. Yes, love Cyclone. Yeah, that was a great song. I made a few people I told Melanie this. We were at a party one night, and I was playing it, and I got a whole bunch of people to sing it, and they never heard of the song because it wasn't really a hit. But yeah, man, that era of Melanie, which I don't think sold that well. What was the name of the album with her picture on it? She was wearing a red dress. Just gorgeous. Oh my God. I put that up on my wall, and before I go to bed, I'd say goodnight to Melanie, saying someday. And I never knew I'd ever talk to her, but I did. So, but it was only on a messenger. We talked back and forth. She was really kind, very nice.
Floyd the Barber said, I've seen Santana and Neil Young, who performed at Woodstock.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was 9 when Woodstock happened, and Shannon was in utero.
Not even.
Well, you were born in 70. That was 69.
End of 70.
Oh, and yeah, that's right, November. Okay, you weren't. Never mind. Never mind. Peace will come in such beauty. Okay. I really enjoyed your interview. So many great artists. Thank you. You interviewed Richard Page. No, I tried to, and then you know what they said? Because I'm a big Mr. fan. I wasn't a fan of Page's, the preceding band duo. They said, well, he'll do an interview, but you have to. Well, it has to be in print. And I'm going, I don't do that anymore. It's not going to help me on YouTube, you know. And so I'm not sure why I didn't want to come on camera.
If you were starting a band, and could pick any lead singer ever, who would be your front? Sorry, there's a lot of action going on over here on the side with the dogs.
Well, you know what, and the people who don't like Toto would probably think I'm nuts, but I love Joseph Williams as a voice. Greta Van Fleet, I would never, like, for instance, the lead singer, I don't like his voice at all, like, you know, but I like the band, and I'm getting used to the lead singer. I don't know. What do you guys, if you're starting a band, why don't you answer? Like, who would you have? Oh God, the dogs are screwing up our chi here. They're still trying to get on each other. Do you think that any chance, Anthony Phillips? No, I asked him. And I'm interviewing Steve Hackett for, I think, a 5th time, or is it a 6th time, on December 8th for his new album he did while he was in lockdown. So, yeah.
Tom Waits, ever interview him?
No, never tried. Was never really a fan. Marty Ballin, no, never have. We lost him, so he's gone. I love lead singer Brad Delp. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I'd pick Brad over Joseph Williams, but I love Joseph Williams so much. I just love the fact that he lost his voice. He was living in excess in the late 80s. They kicked him out of the band, and then he fought his way back. He just got his voice back. When we saw him in Vancouver, we saw him backstage. We never got a chance to meet him. Crash Test Dummies. No, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I talk to him about his photography. But I'll try to get him. He's really kind of got a wink in his eye all the time. I can't wink, as you could tell. I cannot wink. So Richard Marx is like that too. Richard Marx is one of those guys where I'm not sure if he'd be my lineup of mostly Toto. Yeah, it would be mostly. That's the thing about liking a band, though, and I don't mean to use Nigel Olsson as the example for this, because I think Nigel Olsson's an amazing drummer. But people always say my favorite drummer is Nigel Olsson because they like Elton John. You know, technically he's not the best drummer. He was the best drummer for Elton John, that's for sure. My God, he's the king of more. Less is more. But people tend to say if they like Boston. They'll pick Jim Mestia, who we talk to all the time here privately, but one of these days we'll get him on, the original drummer for Boston. Melanie in the red dress is photographed. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love that album. Are you a Pages fan? No. Yeah, I was just mentioning that. Yeah, they're Mr. Every time I listen to it, it's so LA. It's so yacht rocky, the original 80s kind of yacht rock.
Have you heard Steve Perry's current music, and what do you think about him
Traces?
vocally now?
Yeah, I like the fact that he's got a lower timbre now and sings a couple of octaves below. I think that's fine. I think the music doesn't really get to me that much, but I still love his voice. So I like the music because I like his voice. I'm just so happy to hear him again. I would love to interview Steve Perry. You know, I'd have so many questions. Richard Marx has a bit of an ego. Well, I don't know. I saw him. Who's the guy? Who's the band? They do a lot of power pop from the 90s. The guy's bald. Yeah, that gives you a lot, doesn't it? Neil Peart drummed on one of their songs. And Richard Marx toured with them. And there's a thing backstage where they're just fooling around. Oh, it'll come to me. And I remember I looked at that and I'm going, Richard Marx is really funny. But I'm not sure if he'd be Midnight Oil, no. No. Vertical Horizon, thank you, that's the band.
We saw Richard Marx in concert, what, about 2
He was
years
great.
ago?
He was amazing.
And it was just him up there.
With the guitar and piano.
Yep. And it was
Vertical
cool.
Horizon, thank you, Teddy. Anyway, I love Vertical Horizon. I know a lot of things sound the same, but to me, that's a sound that I love, that real power pop. Love Jude Cole, too.
Restaurant.
Yeah. Jude Cole came up in a lot of these that we talked about. House Full of Reasons. God, I love that song. Interview David Longden. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Any thoughts on Ben Watt?
Stumbled across him just last year and liked the depth of some of his songs.
I don't know who he is. Name sounds very familiar. A lot of times I'll do these things and in the middle of the night I'll go to the bathroom and go, oh, I remember who that was. What's wrong with my brain? It's a little odd. I'm going to talk like this for the rest. Big Train. Yeah.
Speaking of power pop, have you ever interviewed any of the Raspberries?
No, I have an interview with Eric Carmen downstairs right after Time for Letting Go, Jude. Great, yeah. We have an interview from my first boss, Len Tucson. He was the first guy to hire me, first guy to fire me. Actually, he's the only guy to fire me in radio. I was lucky I haven't been fired only once in 37 years. And he gave me a lot of his interviews when he sold me his, what is it, A880, 100 Studer, 10 grand. He sold it to me for $1,000. And he says, I'm going to give you some of my old interviews. And he gave me that one. And it's good quality. How about David Pack and Burley Drummond? I interviewed Burley. We've got to get that interview up. I lost it, and then I found it again. And great interview. David Pack, I ran into David Pack at the Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards. He was coming into the restaurant where we were doing a big meet and greet. It was not really a meet and greet. All the people involved in the awards were there. And he came up, and I recognized him right away coming in. So I was the co-chair of the awards. So I'm going to go up and the John Beaudin, co-chair, Canadian Smooth Jazz Awards. And he looked at me like I had leprosy. I don't know why. I knew what I said, but I think he was tired. Maybe he was jet lag. But he gave me this strangest, he went, yeah, man, right on. And just kept walking. And Pack, sorry, it's hot in here. What was that last one, Cookie?
Trivia for you. Only 3 artists have sold 100 million albums as part of a group and also as a solo artist.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't make me think like that right now.
Can you name them?
Alice Cooper would be an ultimate interview. I will confess that I've never been an Alice Cooper fan. I've never really, but I understand it. I mean, I always say the same thing. You either like something or you don't, so I can't pretend. But and I see so many people asking me about Alice Cooper. I'm going, oh my God, he'd be the greatest interview. He's the most interesting. Eric Carmen is great. I remember Marathon Man. Yeah, Boats Against the Current. Is that Boats Against the Current? That was an underrated album. Ian Anderson I've interviewed twice. It's on the once on camera, once off camera. Look up rock history music, Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson, or whatever. You'll find it. It's in there. You have to dig into albums. I've had too many Alice Cooper fans around me. It's just not my. It's okay. I think Alice Cooper's great. It's just not my kind of music. It's just not my kind of. And I'm also not of that ilk of music. I'm not a metal guy. I'm not of that ilk of hard rock. It's just not my thing. So people, that's the way it goes. She's telling me to stop talking. What?
Got to record.
What time is it?
It's already 7:20.
Okay, 5 more minutes. The Eric Carmen album is not on the interview. I remember I listened to the beginning of it, and the quality is really good. I don't know why Len's reel-to-reels have stood the test of time. Mine all have to be baked. We have to get a laboratory oven, or else we're going to have to get a dehumidifier to fix the because they all sound like this. My interviews. I don't even know if they're, and Steve Burgess's interviews, a broadcaster from Vancouver, from outside Manitoba, but he was on the air in Edmonton and Vancouver. He gave me all his interviews, but they all sound like crap. But Lens with Eric Carmen sound really good. I like it all. Over 700 albums and
Countless downloads.
for who? What? Did I miss something? It's after 9 p.m. here. Where are you? You're on Eastern time then.
Oh, music types.
What about music types?
Like it all albums.
Oh, yeah, me too. Thanks for applying. You have met Steve Winwood, no. But I hired Steve Winwood's replacement in the Spencer Davis group. I hired his daughter, Emma Harding. His name is Eddie Harding. Remember Eddie Harding replaced Steve Winwood? And died a few years ago. And of course, Spencer just passed away. But one day, this beautiful British girl, I mean, we have it saying we're married, but we're not dead. No, if someone, we're allowed to. So this beautiful British woman came into, her name is Emma, like I said,